Hey everybody, welcome to the garage. So we're going to track down a method, a problem-solving method to figure out how many ways you can actually deal out a deck of 52 cards. So here's our son's deck. It's got little critters on it, I don't think jumping right in the 52 card deck is going to make sense. Let's dial it back a little bit. Let's start really small and build ourselves up. So we'll start with just one card. This is the Tokay Gecko. I've actually held those before. I got bit by one. So this is the one card. If you were gonna deal out one card, there's one way it can happen. You're gonna get the Tokay Gecko. That's it. So that wasn't all that interesting. So one card can be dealt one way. Okay, it's a start. It's a start. Let's add another card to the deck. Let's see what we got here. We've got the Indian Python. There he is right there, and the Tokay Gecko. So suppose you're playing a game with a buddy, and it consists of two cards, and you shuffle them, and then you deal them out. So you deal a card to your buddy, and then you deal a card to yourself, and your buddy gets the Tokay Gecko, and you get the Indian Python. But you could also go this way. He could get the Python and you could get the Gecko. So there's two, if you have two cards, there's two ways to deal them out. So there was one card, there was one way to deal them out, okay? And with two cards, there's two ways to deal them out, okay? What I want you to do now is we're gonna add a third card. We're gonna add the green turtle, oh yay, the green turtle, to this deck. So now we have a deck of three cards that we're going to shuffle. And then you're going to be playing a game with three friends. Each of you gets one card. I want you to hit pause in a second. And I want you to try to figure out how many ways that you can actually deal out three cards. How many different ways, how many unique ways can you deal out three cards? So go ahead and hit pause and try to figure it out and kind of write down your answer. Okay, we're back. That seems kind of weird. Okay, so three cards. So here's one way it could happen. Okay, I only have myself in the garage and my family's busy inside doing other stuff. So I'm going to try to do this as best I can using the cards in my hand. So here's one possible arrangement. This could be the first person here. They could get the turtle. The second person can get the gecko. And the third person can get the snake. Okay. Now, the same thing could happen with the first person. They could get the turtle. But the second and third people could get the snake and then the gecko. So far, there's two different ways to deal. It could go turtle, gecko, snake, or turtle, snake, gecko. But that's assuming the first person gets the turtle. What if the first person gets the snake? Okay, so it could go snake, turtle, gecko, or it could go snake, gecko, turtle. Okay, so far so good. We've now got four different ways. It went turtle, snake, gecko, turtle, gecko, snake, snake, gecko, turtle, snake, turtle, gecko. And I think the only one we have to think left is maybe the first person gets the gecko. So they could go gecko, snake, turtle, or gecko, turtle, snake. And I think I've accounted for them all in that way. You know what's going to be easier? I'm going to put the cards down for a second, if that's okay. And I'm going to grab a piece of chalk. And rather than try to hold cards in my hand, I'm actually just going to write it up in this corner of this board, if that's okay. So if I remember correctly, the first thing I said turtle, gecko, snake. So that was like the first arrangement, turtle, gecko, snake. And then we went turtle, snake, gecko. Okay, then I think we went snake, turtle, gecko, I think. And then snake, gecko, turtle. I think we did that too. And then we had to start with the gecko. So gecko, snake, turtle, and then gecko, turtle, snake. And I think excuse me, random stuff on the floor. I think that's all the possible ways to actually keep those three cards so they're in different orders each time. I think that's it. I don't think we can do anything else. I mean, if you put T in front, there's just two ways to arrange the second two cards, and if you put S in front, there's just two ways. And please realize there's nothing special about turtle, gecko, or snake. These could be any 3 different things. Hopefully that makes sense. So I think we now have figured out that there are 6 ways. You know what's going to be helpful, I think, at this point? We're going to make a little table over here. Yeah, maybe right in the middle, actually. I'm going to start, I'm going to lose track. I don't know if you're like me, I can't keep this much stuff in my head at any given time. I have to write things down. So I'm going to keep track of the number of cards in the deck, and then how many ways that we could deal out that number of cards. So number of cards has a D in it, and then number of ways to deal out that many cards. Okay, so far we've done 1 card, and there was only 1 way to deal it, which is not very interesting. 2 cards, there were 2 ways to deal it. Again, not super interesting, a little bit more interesting. Here's where it started getting fun, was 3. 3, and we figured out there were 6 ways to deal 3. That was kind of cool, actually. Okay, what I want you to do now is we're going to go to the next video, but I want you to, before you start the next video, I want you to try to figure out 4 cards. Try 4 cards. Give that a shot, and then we'll regroup in the next video and try to figure out that. Okay.